So welcome to Kane University, everybody, for the 2017 Boys Union County Baseball Championship between the Westfield Blue Devils and the Cranford Cougars. Michael Leniart alongside Chris Witzel. And Chris, Westfield has been tremendous in the second half of the season, coming off of a big semifinal win over ALJ, and the leadoff hitter Alex Pancini just lined one foul, down the first base line right there.
Yeah, Mike, in the beginning of the season, Westfield had a shaky start. We're bouncing back and forth between wins and losses, going 1-1, then 2-2, just going back and forth, win-loss, win-loss. But now in the last stretch, they've been 12-8, and they've just been unstoppable with their hitting all throughout the lineup. Jake Leary having a standout junior season, already having 2 home runs. And let's hope he can just continue that tonight to get Westfield going as Pancini goes down on strike swinging. And that's the first out of the Union County Tournament Final.
And that's Gordon Graceffo, the ace for the Cougars. So the third meeting between these two teams, Westfield won the first 2. Blue Devils did get a huge break when Governor Livingston, one of the top teams in the state, lost in the quarterfinals. So Westfield avoided GL. Really helped him out to get him here.
Yeah, they already have 2 losses against them on the season, so playing a team they have 2 wins against is really going to boost their confidence and momentum coming into this game. But the Cougars, they have a strong pitching staff with Graceffo on the hill, and he should do a great job for them tonight. And the Cougars hope he can go deep into this game and try to get them the win.
So in steps Matt LaCourte, the senior shortstop, after taking a year off of baseball, hitting number 2 for majority of the season, playing really well, Chris.
Yeah, Mike, his stats this year are just insane. And he was playing last year. We didn't really know too much about him. But this year, LaCourte, he has 55 at-bats and 13 runs scored, but 22 hits along with that and batting .473, which is one of the best on the team, if not the best. So hopefully he can get on base here for Westfield.
Hit hard to third over there, and LaCourte retired. So quickly 2 outs for Westfield here in the top of the first.
Yeah, that was an easy ground ball over to the third for Perino. Just throws it over quickly to beat the speedy LaCourte. And stepping into the play, as we said before, Jake Leary, and he's having probably one of the best seasons a person could have. 2 home runs, a couple extra base hits, and he's batting .407, which is, again, outstanding, and he's only in his junior season.
So Jake Leary in the 3 spot. And he's had 2 big home runs, Chris, throughout the season. And pretty recently, he's been hitting very well, been a bright spot. And as a junior, hitting 3rd in this Blue Devil order.
Absolutely, and someone with his size, no one's really going to expect him to hit out of the park, but he's proved everyone wrong. Just using the power he's gotten, just belted, as you said and I said before, 2 home runs already in this season. And he's just been having a outstanding year.
That one hit to short. Routine play. And the side is retired. The Blue Devils go down in order as we head to the bottom of the first here at Kane University. No score. So the senior Connor Scanlon getting the start today for the Blue Devils. And Chris, coming into the season for Westfield, it was supposed to be the ace, Alex Pancini, as the number 1 man in this rotation, as that one's popped up into right field, and the catch is made by Kobe Wolf, the senior right fielder.
Yeah, Mike.
It's been the other senior, Connor Scanlon, who's had the dominant senior campaign on the hill.
Absolutely. In 38 innings pitched, he has 27 strikeouts, which just compared to 7 walks, which is outstanding, a 2.76 ERA, and he only has 15 earned runs, which is absolutely incredible with 20 games through the season, and that's why he's a starter on the hill tonight for the Blue Devils. And that beautiful curveball just drops in a little low. And, Mike, as we've seen before, Scanlon's curveball just drops at the last possible second to confuse hitters.
.10 pitch, another curveball. But just missed for second ball. And for Westfield in the outfield, left to right, Jake Leary, Stevie Bard, and Kobe Wolf. That one fouled off to make it 2-1. And from third to first, Matt Manning, Matt LaCourte, Alex Pancini at second, and Chris Wagner at first. Scanlon pitching, and Jake Valabera behind the plate, catching for the Blue Devils. 1 out, 2-1 pitch from Scanlon is fouled off by Ryan Bakey.
Not really used to being right behind home plate, Mike, so it's cool seeing the ball fly back once in a while at Bob Brewster Senior Memorial Field. We just right in the bleachers right now. We just like we're actually in the actual ballpark, which we are, D3, Kane University.
Another foul ball by Bakey, the center fielder for the Cougars. Still 2-2 count. Westfield 12-8 took care of Summit yesterday. Cranford 12-6. And there's strike three. Swing and a miss by Bakey for the first strikeout of the evening for Connor Scanlon.
And once again, just being behind home plate, I could see the movement from here, and that was dirty. He was breaking outside, and it just immediately broke right in. And another out here for the Blue Devils, and Connor Scanlon's rolling right now.
Brings up Jimmy Schreiner, number 42, the right fielder. Two-way in the bottom of the first, and that's a called strike one.
It's a pretty low strike zone right now. As you saw the Westfield players before, a little upset of how low it was, but looks like home plate umpires being a little consistent with the low strikes.
Schreiner, only a sophomore, hitting .409 with 9 RBIs on the season. Low and away from Scanlon there for a 1-1 count.
And Mike, last time we were in Kane Baseball Stadium was last year for the JV county title game, and we all remember how that one ended, a 10-0 loss to GL. And some of these players who were on that team are trying to kind of avenge the team last year as that ball falls out of play.
Good hustle right there by Valabert, but just a little too far out.
Yeah, I was saying just a couple of kids on this team who were on the JV team last year want to make up for what they did for the game they were here last year, want to make up for it and try to get the win. As remember, Leary, Manning, Wagner, all of them were on the team, and they definitely want to finally get the win here at Kane. That one's disliked by the Westfield fans. Good to see them out here, especially for the Union County tournament game. Both sides largely impacted.
This one fouled off again, so good piece of hitting from Schreiner, staying live here.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. And Scanlon on the hill facing off against Bakey.
Good play from Matt Manny right there to retire the side. So no hits, no base runners for either team as we go to the second inning here in the 2017 Baseball County Final. So Chris Wagner steps up to the plate. And Chris, the junior, Wagner, as he hits this one hard to short, and he'll have himself an infield single for the first base runner of the ball game. And he's really having a breakout junior campaign.
Yeah, Mike, I got an interview with Wagner before the game, and he said for like how he's been hitting, just be patient at the plate and looking for a good pitch to hit. This year I've been hitting using the opposite field, and that's exactly what he did right there, hitting into the left side of the field and gets himself an infield hit to start off the fourth. Second.
Hitting .339 with 1 home run and 21 RBIs on the season for Wagner with 62 at-bats.
If I was Christoph, I wouldn't be too nervous about Wagner over at first. Sure, he's got maybe some speed, but nothing to worry about, as I'm pretty sure Brewster wants to keep it a little calm in the beginning innings.
So Kobe Wolf, the senior, also has got, shown some power this year, Chris, with home run on opening day and a home run recently in the county tournament.
Yeah, like last year we saw Valabera. We did see Victor at a couple of home runs, and those are guys you usually see who hit some home runs. But this year we've seen Leary and Kobe, not the biggest guys on the team, but as we've seen, they can definitely hit it out of the ballpark, and all these players on the Westfield roster are a factor throughout the game.
And talking about Victor Cruz, just a devastating injury a couple weeks ago, a fractured hand that's going to keep him out for the rest of the season. Just a terrible way to end your high school career. And Wolf has himself a base hit up the middle. Wagner will stay at second, so the Blue Devils have runners on first and second with nobody out. as James Friel, the designated hitter for the Blue Devils, will come to the plate. And talking about last year, that JV county final, James Friel, one of the juniors on that JV team,
Yeah, I forgot
started
about him. Yep.
and lost that tough game to GL at the JV level. Year later, starting at varsity in the varsity county final, and he's got his first at bat in a big situation right here.
Yeah, and like playing on this turf field, the ball's definitely going to travel a lot faster, and it's going to bounce a lot higher, and just it's kind of hard for both teams as both play on dirt. Sure, the pitchers mounted home plate are both dirt, but just the infield, just being a turf field, the ball's going to be very slick, so these infielders are going to have to get to the ball very quickly to make sure they get the out.
Cranford's field's actually brand
Oh,
new.
it is. Oh, it is
turf.
brand new turf. Okay, well, I haven't been there this year, so my mistake.
Fouled off right there by Friel. Brewster tried to make a barehanded play right there, fresh off win number 600 a couple weeks ago against Cranford.
Very impressive. Probably funniest thing of that game was the Gatorade bath post game, but just, congratulations to Coach Brewster on just another milestone victory.
So 1-1 count. From Gordon Graceffo, and that one just outside.
It's definitely a low strike zone today. That one looked a little bit over the plate, but maybe a little high. Who knows? Got a good angle from here, but nothing better than the umpire. But definitely calling a low strike zone, as I said in the beginning inning. And these players are going to have to adjust to hitting maybe something a little low below the knees.
Looks like he took off a wristband right there. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Wagner at second, Wolf at first, and Friel pops this one up behind. Make it 2-2. Jake Valabera, the catcher, on deck. Pretty surprising to see him, Chris, hitting 7th in the order, given it's his second year on varsity, being a junior for Valabera, talking about, and all the power he's got, hitting 7th.
Yeah, last year I remember hitting him 3rd or 4th, sometimes even 5th, just bringing the power to the table. But this year, Westfield has a lot of that. And I'm pretty sure putting Val at the bottom of the lineup doesn't necessarily mean he's doing bad, but just Brewster wants more of a power hitter to drive in some.
And balance out that
balance,
order
exactly, balance
1
it
through
out.
9. And in high school, you get the DH, so you're
Exactly.
easier to do
We know
that.
Friel's got some pop in his bat too, but Brewster wants to even it out, so he just maximizes all of his power to their potential.
Full count from Friel, and he fouls it off again. Staying alive here. Graceffo's 3-2 on the season. He's got 30 strikeouts. He's pitched 36 innings this season and only 6 earned runs.
It's outstanding. So, full count with no outs. Graceffo, here's the payoff pitch. And he got him.
Swing and a miss from Friel. 1 down here in the top of the second.
With runners at first and second and 1 out, the catcher number 20, junior Jake Valabera.
So big strikeout there for Graceffo as he had runners on first and second with no outs. So a little breathing room here, but now power hitter Jake Val steps to the plate.
Called strike 1, and the ball goes over Graceffo's head, but Wagner stays at second base.
I kind of agree with McGee did right there. Try to wake up Wagner a little bit over at second, but a little costly. If Wagner just looked up a little bit quicker, probably would have ran over to third and put runners at the corners with only 1 out.
Valabera will take that one outside. 1-1.
You can hear the Westfield crowd away in the booth. Not too far away, but still a lot of supporters for this Westfield team, as we've seen many times throughout this year, football, soccer, and some basketball games as well.
Fouled off, a lining foul ball. Goes into the stands over there in left field.
Yeah, right where the net ends. Pretty dangerous over there. I believe it's the Cranford bullpen. A few photographers over there, so a little heads up there. Who's ever standing there?
Manning on deck for Westfield. And Valbert hit hard to first. They'll go to second, but they can't make the play. Wagner is hesitating. Now he's going to come home, and he is out. Just a lot of hesitation right there from Wagner, and eventually decides to go home. And Cranford gets an out.
Well, first things first, that was a bad decision there from Armstrong to throw to second. I mean, Kobe Wolf, he's got some speed, and he could would have been a bang-bang play, but Oblachinsky could just not hold on to it. But I don't think Wolf knew if Wagner was going to go home or not, so he just started running the third, and that cost Westfield dearly, as they could have had bases loaded for another power hitter, Matt Manning. But right now, 2 outs with runners on first and third. Right now, it's anyone's ball game.
Yeah, and also, I think Armstrong, as you said, Chris, he should have just probably stepped
yeah,
on the
absolutely.
bag.
Just taken it would have gotten us easy out, but that worked in their favor. But another one advances. So I mean, I would say that the favor right now is in Cranford because they would have had bases loaded with 1 out. Westfield would have, but now it's just runners on first and third, 2 outs, and that's just a devastating blow right there for the Blue Devils.
And Manning fouls it off.
So Arthur Zhao over there at first base, pinch running for Val.
And talking about, as you said, Chris, Wagner was going to stay at third. He
Yeah.
hesitated a little bit in the beginning. And because of the hesitation, when Wagner was going to go back to third, but because Wolf was coming, Wagner had no choice, had to come home.
Yeah, it was the same as
It was a base running miscommunication right there because Wolf thought Wagner was originally going home.
it was the same hesitation over there at second when the ball was thrown into center field from McGee. Wagner didn't know what to do, and same thing over at third. Maybe a little of the inexperience level right there for the base running. And it just was a tough blow for Westfield. But Manning lines that one into right field.
Base hit from Matt Manning to give Westfield the lead. Kobe Wolf comes around and scores. And Arthur Chow's safely at third.
Great hit there from Matt Manning as he lined that one into right field. Just had a choke up on the bat, protective hitting with 2 strikes and 2 outs, and he just got the job done. Advancing Zhao to third, and that brings up Stevie Barden with runners at the corners.
Runners at first and third, 2 down. The center fielder, number 1, junior Stephen Barden.
So runners on the corners again for Westfield. Stevie Barden, the junior. Seen a lot more playing time as the season has progressed.
Yeah, Mike, I remember the couple weeks ago we were at that one game, I believe it was against Union, and Stevie Barden had 2 mishaps in that game. Bridgewater, excuse me. He let one drop right in front of him, and another one, just a lack of hustle to get to the ball, and that allowed Bridgewater to score even a couple more runs. Westfield got the win in that game, but I think it was just a lack of inexperience over in center field for Stevie Barden. But right now, as you said, he's getting a lot more playing time, and if you're starting in the UCT, it's probably one of the better players or one of the best players on this team starting in one of the toughest positions to play in, which is center field. So I'm pretty sure Brewster shows confidence in his young junior and hopefully he can get the job done here in one of the biggest games of his high school career.
0-1 to Barden. Swing and a miss. And that's the second time we've seen the ump actually stop the game for a couple seconds to get some wristbands off the Westfield players, and that time home plate ump went over to talk to Brewster. Looks like gave him a warning.
Yeah. Just a safety has, nothing else. Nothing more, nothing less.
Good pitch right there from Gracillo, and that's strike 3. Graceffo. But Westfield takes the lead here in the county final, courtesy of an RBI single from Matthew Manning. 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. So bottom of the second, the DH, number 52, Mike Miola, up for Cranford. Scanlon had a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the first.
And Mike Miola this season, he has 5 walks, 2 doubles, and 9 RBIs, and he's batting .278, but as we heard before, he's only a sophomore, so maybe some inexperience in that in a couple of the hitting categories. But if you're because you're the pinch hitter on one of the Cranford team, one of the best in Union County, you got to be doing something right, and that's why he's batting here for the pitcher, Graceffo.
Yeah, there's 4 sophomores actually in the starting lineup for Cranford. So, you know, Chris, Cougars are going to probably be in this county final next 2 years or so.
Absolutely. If you have a lot of young talent on one team, you're definitely going to progress throughout the years. Like Westfield last year, a lot of some of the starters on JV should have been on varsity, and that's why they've carried over into the Union County tournament here on varsity. And same thing here with the Cougars, a lot of not inexperienced, but just a lot of young players, and both have met up here in the same place at the same time.
That's a called strike. Makes it a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Correct. I'm with Rich.
And Miola hits one in a center field, and the catch is made
Steve Barden trips.
by
Yeah,
Stevie Barden.
Miola definitely's got some pop in his bat. That one probably went an estimated, I want to say 300 feet or so on the line. But, Mike, I just want to say one thing. It's good to see the Westfield section of the scoreboard finally have a run up there, as last year we didn't see a single one of those being shut out by GL, as we said before. So it's good to see. I'm just going to say it's finally good to see that.
That was at the JV county final.
JV,
Varsity lost in the semis 5-3 to GL last year. So it brings up Tommy Armstrong, first baseman for the Cougars. Hitting .433 with 11 RBIs, and he rips one into center field, and Barden fell down, slow to get up, and Armstrong's going to take advantage, round second base, and he's going to be safe at third.
And, Mike, right there, you can definitely see the playing on this turf field affected Stevie Barden right there, as he just had an easy line to the ball and just slipped. Looks like he hurt maybe his torso. Can't really tell from right now, as you see he's stretching out his upper body. But that definitely hurt Westfield right there, as Maglino just gets to third with ease. And that's runners on third with 1 out. And right now Cranford's in the driver's seat, as Perino is going to step up to the plate.
Magliano,
Excuse me.
up to the plate, the left fielder for Cranford. And as Stevie Barden, is getting checked out too, we're going to step aside here on BDTV. Bottom of the second, Westfield up 1-0. So Barden has to come out of the ball game. Originally he was going to stay, Chris, but they got looked at by the trainer, and then we saw him sort of bend down a little bit, and then Coach Brewster noticed him crouching over and decided to pull him out. And that pitch almost hit the batter, Dan Manganello, the left fielder, number 51.
You could tell that Barden was in pain right there. I mean, I don't really know what happened.
Did want to stay in the game.
Yeah, you could tell.
And
You
the
could definitely
trainer
tell.
said he
Yeah.
was all right, but then after crouching down, Brewster noticed, took him out. They moved Colby Wolf from right to center field, and Arthur Chow we saw as a pinch runner in the previous, in the top of the second, now comes in to replace Barden and goes to right field.
Yeah, I think it's a safe
1-1
play right
count.
there.
And Magliano hits one deep to short. LaCourt, tough throw, and he got him by a step, but they're going to say Wagner was off the base. The throw is in time, but Wagner just a little bit off the bag.
And, Mike, that was a cannon of a throw over there from LaCourt, deep in the hole. And if Wagner just held on to the ball, I don't think it was off the bag. I think he just popped out of his glove. But if he just held on to that, would have been a great play. And sure, the run would have scored, but that definitely would have gave Westfield some more confidence.
Yeah, that's correct. Ball just came out, not off the bag. It was very close right there.
Just a great throw from LaCourt, accurate and a lot of power behind it.
So it brings up the third baseman, number 36, Matt Perino, as Scanlon will go over for his second look over there at first base. But Magliano back in time safely. Perino take that one just high.
Yeah, Mike Perino this season, he's batting .393 with 11 hits and 2 RBIs. So not much contribution when it comes into applying runs for the team, but pretty good at getting on base. But only has 3 runs scored. So maybe I don't know what to say right now. Maybe he just gets a single or a double, but maybe not too much support from behind him in the lineup. As McGee and Sheck follow.
Yeah, I also think some of these stats a little outdated because highest guy has only 63 at bats compared to Westfield. With you guys got with people with over about 70 or 80 at bats.
I mean, 2 less games, yeah, it's not really going to make too much of a difference. Probably about 4 to 9 at bats tops.
Oh, and 2 after Perino fouls that one off. Upstairs right there from Scanlon for the first ball. Tyler Sezik, the second baseman, on deck for the Cougars. Magliano at first base after reaching safely on the infield single.
Yeah, Scanlon's having a tough time controlling that curveball out there. We've seen it go a little all over the place, but shows off his sidearm there. We saw that in the Bridgewater game. Throws it over the top and throw it sidearm, and sometimes even submarine, as that one just falls a little inside, and the count goes to 2-2.
Hit hard over to third. Great stop by Manning. They'll get 1 out at second base after Magliano's right foot goes pretty high over there. Pancini doesn't like it, and neither do the Westfield fans.
That was a great stop, though, by Manning. It looked like it was going to get by. I remember last year at the JV game, ball hit right at him, but just on this turf field, bounced right over him. But right there, just stayed low, got the ball, and got the lead runner over at second, and it just makes it 2 outs.
And going back to that JV game, I know we keep mentioning, I promise this will be the last time, but remember
no, we're probably going to mention all throughout this game.
There was 5 errors or so in that first inning. Manning had at least one of them, and right there you see that was a tremendous, able to just stop the ball,
Absolutely.
let alone get a big out. Second out of the inning.
Yeah, no, that game, too many errors to count in that one.
And Scanlon reaches over to get the bunt, and he throws the runner out to complete the inning. But the Cougars do their damage as they tie the ball game. 1-1 after the second inning here at the 2017 Union County Baseball Championship. So top of the third, both teams get 1 run in the second inning. And here's Alex Pancini, headed to play baseball at Marist College next season up in Poughkeepsie, New York for the Red Foxes. Last year, Chris, he was the #1 pitcher all year long for Westfield, and he was just the pitcher. His sophomore year played a lot of second base, but junior year just pitching, and this year we've seen him
Step it up, batting
everyday
first.
second baseman and leadoff hitter. Fastball down low in the dirt, makes it 2-0.
Really is a pitcher who can rake, Mike. As this season, Pancini's had a pretty good year. He has 18 runs scored, but also 24 hits and batting .393. So he definitely can get his bat going. He's can show it now. As he quickly fall. He's only 2-1 the count, but I mean, yeah, for a player who only pitched last season and stepping up to be the leadoff batter now, it's just a big change of events.
2-1 pitch to Pancini's outside. A called strike. Makes it 2-2. Pancini, as I just said, headed to Marist. And Kobe Wolf, Victor Cruz, Kobe going to Gettysburg, Victor going to Rowan for baseball. Those are currently the only baseball college commits. Got Matt LaCourte for Susquehanna for basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And starting pitcher Connor Scanlon headed to University of South Carolina, but not for any sports.
Still a great school. count's still even at 2-2.
Pancini struck out swinging his first at bat. Fouls that one off.
Forget how high these nets are, Mike. I'm saying, if it was a little that ball went over, it definitely hit one of the houses behind us. But just came a little unusual, not necessarily unusual, but a little weird place to be in, just campus-wise. As you just take a step off the campus, you're in a suburban neighborhood. So that one's lined foul down the right field line.
Pancini hitting .393 with 24 hits and 61 at-bats. It's got 5 ribbies in the leadoff spot, 4 doubles, and 1 triple. And that one hits him. So Pancini right now not a happy camper after he got that high slide in the previous inning and gets hit by a pitch, but he'll take it. And Coach Brewster will definitely take it.
Didn't even
Leadoff base runner.
Didn't even winside that one. Just took that one right in the shoulder and just walked down to first. I'm not going to say it was an intention. It looked more of like a off-speed pitch than a straight fastball. But nevertheless, Westfield gets a base runner with no outs, and one of the best batters on this team stepping into the box with Matt LaCourte.
Routine play in center field. Catch is made by Ryan Bakey. So 1 out. Brings up Jake Leary, grounded out to third base. Grounded out to short in the first.
And Leary known for using all parts of the field. Just while he can surprise you, hit it to right 4 times in a row, then just pull it down the left field line the 5th time up at bat. He's just a very unpredictable hitter, and that's what makes him so dangerous when he's in the batter's box.
Leary hitting .407 on the year. 1-0 count. Pancini's going, and the throw is not in time. Pancini in there by a mile.
He got in there with ease. Not even
great step and great jump by Pancini.
Didn't like McGee. Looks like McGee even knew he was going to get there. Didn't even throw it too hard. And Pancini just gets himself at second. That's what. Yeah, I mean, as we was talking about before, just a pitcher last year, we're just developing into this new player this year, batting leadoff, getting hits, and now just stealing bases. It's just a great person to have in the leadoff spot.
It's his 5th stolen base of the season, and he's got a huge lead at second. Curveball right there for a called strike. Called strike 2 makes it 1-2 for the junior Jake Leary.
All he has to do is just put the ball in play right now. Try to advance Pancini and get Wagner to play it, or if he can just get himself to first.
And that one hit Jake Leary again. So 2 out of 3 here. Batters hit.
So that's 2 breaking balls that did not break right there.
By Graceffo.
Yeah, and that cost him 2 base runners, as it looks like coach of the Cranford Cougars will have a talk with the home plate umpire about that. Didn't look like, wasn't the same hit by pitch as Pancini, guys. You could definitely tell the ball just bounced off his shoulder. But if the ball hits any part of the player, jersey or body, he's going on first base, and I'm pretty sure the ball just nicked part of Leary's jersey. So that's going to bring Chris Wagner, the cleanup hitter, to the plate with 2 runners out there with 1 in scoring position.
First year on varsity for Chris Wagner, and he's got the most RBIs on the team with 21.
Like every time I go to Varsity Advantage, all I see is him having another 2 RBI double or 2 RBI single. He just knows how to put the ball in play and score runs, and that's what's helped Westfield get to 12 wins this season.
He fouls that one off. Out of play. It's Leary at first, Alex Pancini at second. 1 out. Tied at first here in the top of the 3rd. Tied at 1 in the top of the 3rd.
As Sheck tries to keep Spancini close at second.
Rich on my right? I heard it was scoreless after 3. Nice update. Thanks for sharing. 10-minute ticket.
Count still 0-2.
Keeping an eye on Pancini at second. A little blooper for Wagner, but it's going to be caught. Not much of a blooper. It looked like
Not
it was
much,
going to be.
More of a line out, but had a little
Off
hang
the
time
ball,
to
really.
it. Yeah.
Off the bat, I should say.
First and second.
So 2 outs now.
Number 15, Kobe Wolf.
Sears Wolf hitting .367, 14 RBIs, 2 home runs, and 18 runs scored for Kobe Wolf. He can make it 19, came around and scored.
And Mike, just
in the
like
first inning.
Just like last season, Kobe Wolf, like Alex Pancini, only used for pitching, but Kobe Wolf was used more as a pinch runner. But both of them have developed greatly, and both have had starting spots on this varsity lineup.
All you have to do in a championship county game. How's the weather in North? Are you in North Jersey? Are you in Jersey or are you in Colonel? Can you hear me? Yeah.
2-0 count to Kobe Wolf, the senior.
And Check still trying to keep Pancini close at second, just trying to get Graceffo's attention over there.
Good pitch right there.
Armstrong not even paying attention.
Hit hard
at,
over to the
first.
third, and play is made as Matt Perino steps on the bag to end the top half of the third. Still tied at 1. We got a good one. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the 2017 Boys Baseball Union County Tournament Championship right here on BDTV. Bottom of the third, the catcher for the Cougars, Mike McGee. Only batter to not hit yet this evening.
On both sides.
Curveball from Scanlon, as you said earlier, didn't drop, Chris.
Yeah, no.
Hasn't been dropping too much so far.
I mean, I think it's just the weather out here. It's a little brisk. Nothing's really used to. It's just a little cold. So I mean, he's got to do something just to get a better grip on the ball, as we've seen time and time again in this game. Just the curveball not breaking to its fullest, and we've seen it break, Mike. It's just absolutely amazing. It just starts at the batter's eyes, drops right to the knees, and they have no time to react to it. And let's hope he can just try to adapt to something to get his curveball to go.
And a diving stop made by Manning, and a great throw over to first base. The second highlight play Manning's made over there at third.
And that's the best play I've seen all night, Mike. Manning filling in for the injured Victor Cruz, but steps up right there and makes a beautiful diving play to get McGee at first. And that's definitely going to go on Manning's highlight reel.
That'll bring up the shortstop. Number 35, Brian Oblachinsky.
Yes, that's pretty
Popped up by Brian Oblachinsky, and Kobe Wolf will make the catch.
Wolf in short right center for the second out of the inning.
And that was popped a mile high in the air, gave Kobe a lot of time to get to that ball. It looks like LaCourte or Pancini could have gotten there, but Wolf definitely had the advantage getting there, coming in on the ball instead of going out to it.
So 2 up, 2 down, brings up the center fielder, Ryan Bakey.
Surprise, Bakey's going down to the first base coach instead of the third. It's usually the other way around 99% of the time.
Bakey struck out swinging in the first inning. There's a curveball for a called strike.
I'm sorry, Mike, but that one was just best pitch Scanlon's thrown all night. That one definitely started at the eyes, broke right to the belt. And hopefully Scanlon can just get that groove going. Probably found a way to adjust to grip that curveball. And again, throws another beauty right over the plate. And that brings the count to 0-2 with 2 outs.
The crowd loves that pitch right there. 0-2. Fastball outside.
Yeah, that's a good waste pitch right there. It's close to the zone, but just maybe get one out of him right there and bounce back, putting the count to 1-2.
And there's a blooper. That's going to fall in right for a base hit for Ryan Bakey. So the Cougars have themselves a base runner with two-way here in the bottom of the third.
That was great protective hitting right there for Bakey. He saw two curveballs back-to-back from Scanlon and the fastball outside. He's probably expecting the curveball, but adjusted to the fastball. And all he had to do was just put the ball in play, and does that with a blooper into right field, and that gives a little life here for the Cranford Cougars in the bottom of the third.
Scanlon 5-1 on the season, 2.76 ERA, and 27 strikeouts as he throws it over to Wagner at first to keep Bakey in check. 2 outs, brings up Jimmy Schreiner, grounded out to Manning to end the first inning. Curveball, and that touched the jersey of Jimmy Schreiner, so the Cougars now have 2 men on with 2 away.
Yeah, so this weather is definitely getting to both Graceffo and Scanlon out here, as both times, or at least one time for both of them, Scanlon first hit batter of the day for him. But Graceffo and Scanlon both throwing curveballs that hit the batters that they faced. And right now Cranford has 2 runners on with Miola up at bat.
Flew out to center field, and he takes a called strike 1. So Scanlon, excuse me, Chris, has definitely found his rhythm and found his location of the pitches. After
sure, some are going to miss, but I mean, yeah, he's
At a-
definitely found the location he wants to get to.
perfect first inning, second inning, sort of losing his location, but definitely bouncing back here in the third. That's what you want to see if you're Westfield.
Absolutely. It's what Brewster wants to see from a star pitcher as well, Mike.
Just missed right there from Scanlon.
Nick, why are you at the Johnson game? Why aren't you at the Johnson game? Yeah, it's the Linden. They're losing 1-0 in the GL, the girls. Yeah.
Makes it 2-2 on Mike Miola, the designated hitter.
Yeah, Scanlon needed a strike right there, getting ahead in the count 0-1, but missing the last 2. Good location there as he painted the black.
Runners are going. There's a throw over to third. And he's called safe. Late call by the umpire.
Absolutely, yeah, that was very, very hesitant to make that call as he didn't know if he came off the bag or not. Manning had the tag on him the whole time, but Bakey could beat it out right there, and according to the call, it looks like he held on to the bag.
Coach Brewster will come out of the dugout and say a few words to the ump.
But that was a ball, so it doesn't even the count at 2-2. So two balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here for Miola.
And there's a called strike 3 from Connor Scanlon to get out of the jam. The end of the third inning, all tied up at 1. Westfield and Cranford locked up in a good one here in the 2017 Baseball County Final. So top of the 4th. James Friel, the DH for Westfield, leading off, struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Kobe Wolf ended the inning on a ground out to short. Friel fouls that one off to make it 1-1. Friel lines that one into center, and that's going to fall. Extra bases for James Friel. and they'll keep him at second.
Ooh.
Probably could have made it to third.
If he read Brewster there, Mike, definitely would have made it to third. Bobbled into center field by Bakey. But still puts James Friel in scoring position with Jake Val coming to the plate.
So here's Valabera, the lefty. Tried to lay down a bunt, and now they have him in a rundown. Good hustle from Friel, but he is thrown out at third base.
That was a bullet throw there from Sheck, and I can't believe he got it there. Excuse me, not Sheck, Oblachinsky, and that was just right at the place you had to put it, low and away to the left, and that got Friel over at third. And that definitely cost Westfield there as it takes away a runner in scoring position and adds an out here in the top of the fourth.
That's just not what you want if you're Westfield.
Yeah,
you get a leadoff double, and he's thrown out on the next pitch.
I couldn't believe, though, Friel wasn't going to be safe. I'm looking at the whole time, and I thought he's just going to make it in there. But what a throw there from Oblachinsky. And that gained the Cougars a whole lot of confidence right there.
And that almost hit Valabera. Would have been the third player Gordon Graceffo's hit this evening.
I wonder what the max is, Mike. I mean, sure, none of them have been intentional, but I mean, when you're hitting 3 batters in only 4 innings, there's got to be something wrong.
Hit hard over to first, and it's a base hit for Valabera.
And that definitely would have scored Friel right there, Mike. That was a little dribbler that just an error on Armstrong. It wasn't even hit too hard, just dribbled into right field. And with Friel running at second base, it would have put Westfield up by 1.
Yeah, it's a routine play, I would say, in the major leagues, but that ball hit pretty hard. Armstrong couldn't get over, just didn't have his glove down in time.
McGee's going to go talk to Graceffo. And Owen Kessler coming in, number 22, pinch running. Owen Kessler.
Number 22. Kessler running at first, number 22, Owen Kessler.
Owen Kessler into pinch run. He's got a good lead at first. Manning's at bat. Takes ball 1 outside and low.
So, one D end running for another here in the UCT.
Yeah, both times we've seen Valabera reach base, and both times we've seen him get pinch run for. Now they'll throw it over to Kessler. Not your typical pinch runner.
No, absolutely
Owen Kessler,
not. I mean, sure, he's
about 6'5", 6'3", 6'4", I should say, about 225. Headed to play football at Georgetown.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, sure, he's pretty fast for a guy his size. But I mean, I would put someone like Arthur Zhao in there or something like that. Maybe even Michael Knapp, someone who just has some speed. But maybe he just wants someone with a little more experience over there running. As a, who knows? Maybe just Coach Bruce has a trick up his sleeve.
And no stolen bases on the season for Kessler yet. 1-1 to Manning, who's made 2 nice plays at third, and that one hit him in the helmet. And Manning will step up off the plate and take a little stare at the pitcher. And that's Coach Brewster will tell him to
the fans
calm
are
down.
Definitely not happy with that one. You could see Val run out into the field on that one. I thought World War III was going to break loose right there.
And the fans are going to love that because Manning, knowing everyone loves the kid, tough physical guy.
Oh, yeah.
And that'll get a little energy and excitement.
I talked to him before the game in school, actually, and he just said, I talked to him about his role on this team, and he said that he had to step up. And for Cruz, and he said that my role has been to step up and pick up where Victor left off, meaning to make plays on defense and be an offensive threat as well. So he definitely made a couple of defensive plays, couple standout defensive plays, I should say, earlier in this game, and right there, just getting the fan base pumped, and his teammates a little more into this game. after getting a curveball to the helmet, putting Kessler at second and Manning at first. But that's definitely a scary sight to see, seeing a player getting hit in the head, whether it's a 65-mile-per-hour curveball or an 80-mile-per-hour fastball.
Yeah, that's the third batter Graceffo's hit tonight, and it could have been 4. There was one really close. We saw Scanlon hit somebody. So it's happened a lot this evening. And Westfield in business now here in the top of the 4th with runners on first and second.
I mean, I've never seen a pitcher. Like, I know it's like inclement weather, but I mean, 3 hit batters with not even.
Weather's not that bad.
Well, weather's not that bad, but I mean, for baseball, I mean, it could be better, could be worse, but I'm going for the better side of things. But I mean, I've never seen a pitcher hit 3 batters in the past 2 or 3 innings. I mean, he sees his curveball's not working. I don't know why he just continues to keep throwing it.
So Arthur Chow come in. Did not start the game, came in as a pinch runner and then replaced Barton as a fielder. And Arthur Chow has a base hit up the middle. Kessler rounds third, and the ball is dropped in the outfield, and Westfield takes the lead. Make it 2-1. Great hit by Arthur.
Absolutely, just put it right up the middle of the field. Oblachinsky couldn't get there, neither could Shezik. And I'm pretty sure if Bakey just got a good grip on that ball, he could have had a chance of throwing Kessler out at home. But just bobbles it in center, and Kessler does score, and that puts Westfield up 2-1 with bringing up Pancini, who, in fact, was the first batter to get hit last inning, and it was, in fact, by, again, Graceffo.
And Pancini tried to lay down the bunt.
Imagine if he hits him again, though, Mike. I'm going to be surprised about what happens. I'm going to say, like, I have to say that Graceffo has to be, like, removed from the game. Again, a little inside, but called for a strike, making it 0-2.
0-2 on Pancini, the future Red Fox. 0 for 1 on the day with strikeouts, swinging, and hit by pitch, as you said in the last at-bat. 1 away, and that one's outside. So Gordon Graceffo beginning to lose his location, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, sure, it started last inning with the hit by pitches. I mean, sure, that happens once in a while, but right now, struggling to find the zone. Before he did get that one a little inside, but it was in his favor, and Pancini bunted out a ball, but misses badly right there.
And there's a good piece of hitting from Pancini down the line. Going to be extra bases. 1 run scores, and 2 runs are going to score. Arthur Chow comes in, and a big-time clutch hit from the senior Alex Pancini. And there's the second out of the inning as LaCourte grounds out, and unfortunately didn't get that play. Battery looks like it ran out. Hopefully we got the Pancini double down the line. So 2-way now as LaCourte grounded out. Brings up Jake Leary. Thought about swinging there, and it's a called strike. Pancini now at third base. Chris Wagner's on deck. 6 hits for the Blue Devils, 3 hits for the Cougars. Graceffo trying to get out of this inning, and it's popped up into right field, and the catch is made just near the right field line by Jimmy Schreiner, and that is going to end the top half of the inning here in the 4th. But Chris, Westfield gets the damage done. Huge hit from Pancini right down the line, brings in 2, and they lead it 4-1. Bottom of the 4th, Westfield leads it 4-1 after they get 3 in the top half of the inning. Connor Scanlon on for his 4th inning of work, and it's a base hit up the middle for number 55, Tommy Armstrong, the first baseman for the Cougars.
Left fielder, number 51, Dan
So yeah, Armstrong hitting the exact same spot that he did last time when Stevie Barden went down. And just puts a runner on first here with the, it was only the first pitch of the inning, so looks like the Cougars could be onto something right now.
Curveball from Scanlon hit into center field. That's Kobe Wolf out there. Makes the catch, moved over from right field. And there was Armstrong moved over a lot there.
Oh, yeah.
Halfway to second base, Wagner was jumping up, calling for the ball, but no throw from Wolf in center.
Right now, just play it safe. We've seen haven't seen too many errors from Westfield right now. That's
Yeah, we
because
saw the one from when Cranford was in the field from catcher over in a center field.
But Westfield's playing very smart right now. Not too many. I don't think a single error today. Just a lot of great defensive stops and a lot of just common baseball. Just getting under the ball, not doing anything too flashy or doing anything too, don't want to say this, but too dumb out in the field. He's been playing very smart baseball, very heads-up baseball.
Inside pitch from Scanlon. Makes it 1-0. One away here in the bottom of the fourth. 7 innings playing high school baseball. And doesn't look like we'll get any mercy as of right now because Westfield, they've been on the winning side of a bunch of those mercies the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
Get the kids here. I need to know the principal's name at Westfield. What's the principal's name?
Dr. Nelson.
Dr. Nelson?
Yeah.
Dr. Nelson? Does he usually go to games? Actually acknowledge the ADs and the principals. This way we give them an
2-1 count.
See, the AD, Gary Sorrentino, he's going to get another shout out, Gary. He's such a hound at football games. Like, the guy's going for a touchdown. I'm like, he's at the 40.
Here's Matt Perino, the third baseman, trying to fouls that one off. Good piece of hitting.
Deep down the line.
Grounded out to shortstop. Reach base on a fielder's choice in his last at-bat.
And Mike, today the Blue Devils don't have their closer on standby, or supposed closer Tyler Hoffman, and he's had a pretty good junior campaign. He's only had 4 innings of pitch, but he has 5 strikeouts compared to 4 walks, but only 3 earned runs, which is pretty good considering only pitching 4 innings and being a junior. But he pitched yesterday against Summit, as that one gets away from Scanlon again, sails over the head of Perino for ball 3, making it full count. But yeah, Hoffman, that's a big blow for Westfield, as he is considered one of the best closing pitchers on their team.
Full count here to Matt Perino, the third baseman. Cranford trailing by 3 runners going, and it's ball 4.
Balls. Matt Perino heads down to first. Down to second is Armstrong.
What they do have on standby, Mike,
They'll bring up the second.
is Corey Hiltz, one of the best, probably the second best pitcher on this team, with a 2.68 ERA and 16 strikeouts compared to 8 walks. So he's just having also another great season, only being a junior. So he's probably the second pitcher to come into this game if Scanlon has any trouble from here on out.
Right down the middle on the fastball. Makes it 0-1. Runners on first and second for the Cougars. They have 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. It's Tyler Sezick, the second baseman, grounded out in his first at-bat.
Scanlon comes sets.
Base hit up the middle from Sezick. Throw from Wolf is going to be cut off by Wagner. And Cranford scores their second run here to make it a 2-run ball game at 4-2.
Yeah, Mike, I think Kobe Wolf might be playing a little bit too deep compared for this Cougar offense that's only been hitting solid line drives in the gaps of the infield. He's playing probably about 350 straight away in center with only 375 in the gaps and 330 down the line. Because, I mean, right there, short's a very fast infield and outfield, but, I mean, Wolf had, like, a lot of time just to get to that ball, which allowed Armstrong to score.
So it brings up Mike McGee, the catcher. 1-0 count. Runners on first and second. Big swing from McGee. Doesn't make any contact. 1-1.
Almost fell over right there. Look at a Bartolo Colon swing. Look at the helmet didn't fall off.
McGee will step out. Low pitch from from Scanlon in the dirt on his fastball right there.
And Coach Sloan going out there, the pitching coach for the Westfield Blue Devils, going out there. A little peculiar for him to be going out mid-batter. But, hey, right now he's got to calm down his ace on the hill because Scanlon's having a really tough time just finding the strike zone, as we saw Graceffo do last inning.
And Westfield up 4-2. A 2-1 count on Mike McGee. We'll be right back here on BDTV. So here's Mike McGee, and fouls that one off, makes it a 2-2 count.
So it looks like Sloan went out there, calmed down Scanlon right there. It didn't look like he threw it too hard, but just had to get it over the plate. There was some speed behind it, but nothing like just too gassed up. And right now it counts 2-2, and right there that was a big pitch as it gets him even in this count.
Tying run at first base, go ahead run at the plate, and pitches outside. And low from Pancini makes it a full count with one away.
Earlier in the game, that definitely would have been called a strike, but I think this umpire has been adapting to where these pitches have been going. Not saying the strike zones on any of the Westfield batters with three hit batters, but I mean just over the center of the plate trying to do a line it better, as that one's fouled right back feet away from the booth.
Mike McGee staying alive on deck is the leadoff hitter. Shortstop for the Cougars, Brian Oblachinski, 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts. Bakey's in the hole. Full count. And hit to right. Arthur Chow moving over to his right, and he makes the catch. They'll tag over to third base, so the Cougars have runners on the corners with 2 away. That's a real nice play from Arthur Chow right there.
Absolutely. That was a great running catch, too.
On the camera, might look pretty routine catch, but it was not easy. Had to move
not at
over
all.
to his right and behind him. Real nice play.
Yeah, I mean, he had
Because if he doesn't catch that, it's getting ugly, and it's a tie ball game.
Yeah, I mean, if that drops, McGee's at least second, if not third. And Maglino and Perino both score. So, I mean, Maglino and Shezik both score. But right there, that was a great running catch by Zhao. And that puts runners at the corners with 2 outs. And leadoff man, Oblachinski, steps in. So he takes ball 1.
It's Sezik at first and Perino at third for the Cougars, as another throw over to first. Just high from Scanlon. 2-0.
Sky's getting dark. Lights becoming a factor in here, as we can see them much easier now as we couldn't an hour ago when the game started.
Good pitch right there from Scanlon. Gets Oblachinski swinging. The pitch just a little low out of the strike zone. Makes it 2-1. Tie run at first base
Scanlon
for the
playing.
Cougars. That ball hit pretty well deep into center, but routine for Kobe Wolf makes the play to retire the to end the inning. Cranford gets 1. They cut the lead to 4-2 as we head to the top of the 5th. 3 innings left to play. Don't go anywhere. Top of the fifth, junior Chris Wagner leading off for Westfield. Hit over to second. Takes his time, and just in time, Wagner's retired.
Yeah,
A lot of hesitation right there by the second baseman.
Yeah, that double clutch by Sheck definitely cost him almost an infield hit for Wagner, but flips it right over to Armstrong. But that could have been ugly, as that could just start something for Westfield. I mean, sure, that was hit so lightly, but both Armstrong and Sheck went over to get that ball. That was just a little confusion over at first base to get the out.
Good play by the third baseman and by Matt Perino as Kobe Wolf's retired.
That was one of those big hops we saw last year. Don't want to bring it up again, but I have to, in the JV UCT final. And that was not too extreme as the one last year bounced 20 feet over Manning's head, but right there, just a factor of this turf field. But sure, the Cougars have adapted, been playing on one all season. So right there, Perino just makes the easy play over and fires it to Armstrong.
Low pitch from Graceffo.
And some people flashing lights over in center field, just trying to distract. I'm going to say Friel, as McGee wouldn't really be too distracted from it, but right there, Friel easily distracted, just the flashing lights and just concentrating on that and the ball. As home plate umpire just tries to wave him off, and that can definitely be a safety hazard for Friel or McGee.
Two quick outs here in the top of the fifth. Chris Wagner and Kobe Wolf both grounded out. Wagner to second base, Wolf to third base. And a 1-out count on the senior James Friel. 1 for 2. He's got a big double to lead off last inning, but got picked off over there at third.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a great throw by Oblachinsky, excuse me. It was placed right at the perfect spot for Perino to slap the tag on Friel. If he threw it anywhere near the middle of the bag, it would have just deflected off Friel's helmet and possibly gone in any other direction. But it was just placed right at the bottom left part of the bag. That Perino could just slap the tag on him. It wasn't where Friel was sliding, so it just made it a lot easier for Perino to catch it and apply the tag.
2-1 count on Friel. And in between the hole, and it's a base hit for Friel, his second hit of the ball game.
That's going to bring Val up to the plate, and last time up, Valabera, he got reached on a single, but eventually scored coming all the way around the bases.
It's actually a pinch runner.
Pinch runner, actually, yeah, that was for Kessler, but did get the single, so my bad in the second part of that sentence.
Two-way for Jacob Valabera.
Great pitch there by Graceffo. He's finally seeing his curveball work for once in the past couple of these innings. He just broke late and just leaves Jake Val in his tracks, making the count 0-1.
Good pitch from Graceffo. Just missed, though, for ball one.
Friel not too big of a lead over at first, but Graceffo checks on him anyway. But Friel's back in there with ease.
Manny on deck. 1-1 pitch to Valabera. Hit in the center field, and it's caught. To end the side. No, Westfield can't add on to their lead. Still 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the fifth. Connor Scanlon walking on for his fifth inning of work. 4-2. Scanlon on the hill for inning number 5. Westfield up 4-2 over the Cougars of Cranford, as that's a called strike one.
And right now it's going to be beginning of the order for the Cougars with Bakey, Schreiner, and Miola stepping in for the box. And beginning this lineup has gotten some work done, but nothing too serious as no one has really scored in the top of the lineup.
It's Ryan Bakey leading off for the Cougars. 1-1 count. Hit deep into left field. That ball is back, and that ball is out of here. A solo homer for Ryan Bakey.
Mike, that was a moonshot. Leary took a look back at that one. That one was well over the fence. I'm pretty sure it landed near the parking lot. But what a shot by Bakey, and that just cuts the lead to 1 for the Blue Devils. And that's a way to start off the bottom of the 5th.
The senior center fielder with a memory he's not going to forget. A solo homer here in the bottom of the 5th to cut the lead to 1.
Right now, if you're Coach Brewster, you got to be thinking, who am I going to bring in next in this game? It's probably going to be a tough decision between Hiltz or to bring in Pancini, because sure, Hiltz is on his A game, but Pancini's the more experienced pitcher, and it's going to be a tough call here for Coach Brewster. And Pancini with the curveball called low for ball 1.
That one fouled off by Jimmy Schreiner, the right fielder for the Cougars.
Mike, going back to Bakey's home run, sure, you see these home runs on TV by MLB players and sometimes even at the ballpark, but when you're that close and you see a kid just crank one into left field, it's pretty cool to watch.
Curveball from Scanlon, fouled off again. 1 ball, 2 strikes to number 42 right fielder Jimmy Schreiner, the number 3 hitter for the Cougars. Nobody on base and nobody out. That ball gets away from Connor Scanlon, almost hit the batter.
Yeah, again, I'm just like
At head level.
Yeah, it's the weather, Mike. I'm just telling you, like, I pitched. When I played baseball, I used to be a pitcher, and when it was cold, it was just so hard to grip the ball. Your fingers are numb, just so hard to get it around. And again, Scanlon hits a batter.
And that one does hit the batter, and Cranford's dugout comes completely out of there. They're loving that right there. Another hit batter.
I think they were more hyped about what just happened instead of a little angry. But it looks like Coach Brewster about to make the call. And he's just giving out signs for his infield. No pitching change quite yet.
Yeah, Pancini goes over there to say a few words to Connor Scanlon. That might be his replacement. We'll see. Only time will tell.
Yeah, one veteran pitcher talking to another one. Just Pancini try to calm him down. Pancini's been in this situation before. Maybe not in the same game-like situation, or maybe the same game-like situation, but not the same exact game in the UCT final. But he's definitely had all this pressure on him before and just trying to calm down a friend of his, co-captain, in Connor Scanlon.
The last Union County title championship for the Blue Devils was 2014. Cranford's last one, 2015. And a bunt laid down, but it hit the batter. Play's going to be called. Play's going to be called.
No, it looks like Miola's going to be called out instead of fouls that hit him while he was running instead of while he was in the batter's box. So that's
the first out of the
That's a very fortunate out there for the Blue Devils.
That was a good call by the ump. Had it right away.
Mm-hmm. Looks like home plate umpire will be talking to the first base umpire, and third base umpire just to confirm the call.
And Westfield also, they lead the way in the county with 14 county titles. Last one in 2014. Tough loss in the semis last year at the varsity level, 5-3 to Governor Livingston.
And Miola will be called out. Yeah, that's the first out for the Westfield Blue Devils, and that will bring up
Tommy Armstrong.
Tom Armstrong.
The official scoring is catcher unassisted for official scorekeepers. So it's 2-U for the first out of the inning. Remaining at first is Schreiner with one down. The first baseman, number 55, Tommy Armstrong. That message from George.
So Tom Armstrong, the first baseman, a base hit in his last at bat. Had that double where he reached third, called a double with an error, reached third base on that base hit where Stevie Barton fell, got hurt,
Yeah.
had to come out of the ball game.
But who knows if Stevie Barton didn't get hurt, Zhao wouldn't have gotten on base for Pancini to drive in. So maybe, I hate to say, maybe it was not necessarily good, but a good turn of events for the Blue Devils to get Zhao into the game so Pancini could drive him in. Well, I mean, I've seen Stevie play as a great ball player, nothing against him. Maybe just a good change for the Blue Devils to get Zhao to the batter's box.
A 1 to the first baseman Armstrong, taken outside. Another check over at first by Scanlon. Dan Magliano on deck. 1 for 2 on the day with a single. And Perino's in the hole. 0 for 1 with a walk.
And we haven't even seen one double play yet today, from the infield at least. I'm pretty sure just not single one all day. So hopefully Westfield right now can get the first one of the night. As right now Scanlon, sure we got that out before, but not much to his doing as Miola just ran into that ball. But yeah, right now, a pitcher's best friend could absolutely help Scanlon right now.
3-1 pitch, popped up. Kobe Wolf's charging. Pancini's backpedaling backwards, and he makes the catch. Great play there by Pancini, and then the throw to first.
Yeah, another great play for the Westfield infield. Manning before with that great diving stop, and Pancini with the Willie Mays-like play with the catch over the shoulder. And that calms down Scanlon a little bit, getting the second out of the inning.
That'll bring up the left fielder, number 51, Dan.
Two-way here in the bottom of the fifth. And Magliano hits this one into left field. It's going to fall. A base hit for Dan Magliano. The left fielder has his second base hit of the day. And now the Cougars have runners at first and second here in the bottom of the fifth. With the tying run at second, the go-ahead run at first base. Now this might be the situation, Chris. Doesn't look like it, but it might be where you switch pitchers.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, sure, Scanlon's been having a pretty good day on the mound, but you can definitely tell he's lacking some composure and stamina right now as he throws to second. But back in time is Armstrong. Yeah, next inning I would definitely bring in a new pitcher. If not this inning, definitely the next inning. Because I mean, I'm going to say Scanlon's at 90+ pitches right now on the day, only through 4 2/3 innings. Just a lot of unnecessary pitches, as that was a curveball taken for a ball. And if I was going to say bring someone in you can trust, I would bring in Pancini over Hiltz only because of Pancini's because he's experience. Yes, that's the word. Thank you.
And Scanlon tried another curveball there, almost a hit by pitch. That one's low. So 2-0 to the hitter, number 36, Matt Perino. 0 for 1 with a walk and a fielder's choice.
But I can also see if Brewster brings in Hiltz only being the better pitcher this season. It's going to be neck and neck, but if I had to make a decision, I would bring in Pancini. As count falls to 3-0, and if Scanlon doesn't get this batter right now, I'm going to say Brewster's going to bring in a new pitcher.
You could also play it off the lefty-lefty with Hiltz. Mostly righty lineup, though, for the Cougars. But in a game with this much at stake, you could see that. Right down the middle there for called strike one makes it 3-1.
But if you're a good pitcher like Hiltz who can locate his pitches so good, then it doesn't matter if it's a lefty-lefty or a lefty-righty matchup. As long as you can find the location and just plan out your pitches.
And Scanlon has the runner. In a pickle. Pancini charges and makes the play. Runner is not happy. It was Jimmy Schreiner right there getting caught in the pickle. Great pickoff by Connor Scanlon. Much to the delight of the Westfield fans. And that ends the 5th inning, and that's huge, Chris, because the tide was shifting right there. It looked like Cranford had something going. The solo home run was a bomb.
And you can definitely
They
tell.
had some momentum. They were getting some good contact, getting hits off Scanlon. But that's just a costly play right there if you're Cranford.
Yeah, I mean,
Only 2 innings left to play. Westfield up 4-3 here in the county final. So Matt Manny leading off here in the top of the 6th for Westfield. First pitch swinging, popped up. Catcher will go over for a look, but out of play.
And Manning last time up at bat got a curveball to the helmet. Looked like to be okay, but you could definitely tell that the Westfield bench was fired up after that one. Sure, Scanlon hit another one in the head, but I mean, that curveball from Graceffa was the 3rd hits batter that he hit. So I mean, you can definitely be upset if you're a Westfield player.
Chopper to second. Routine play is made, 1 away. Tyler Scheck makes the play for the first out of the inning.
And Arthur Zhao step into the box with Pancini on deck, who made the tag out in the last inning. And there was some controversy last inning to see if, in fact, I believe it was Manning got in the way of, I believe it was Armstrong over at second, but the ump made the right call, I believe, and Pancini did tag him out to allow Westfield to escape from the jam.
Arthur Chow steps in. Had a base hit in his last at-bat. That was in the top of the 4th. Both teams with 7 hits apiece. Blue Devils up 4-3. Saw the moonshot of a home run by Ryan Bakey in the bottom of the 5th.
And if we could get a shot after this pitch of the Westfield dugout, I believe we see some movement in there. Not sure who it is exactly, as it's a solid 330 feet away.
Bullpen,
Excuse me.
right next to the scoreboard out there at the foul pole. It's definitely not Alex Pancini because he's on deck right now, so it's probably Corey Hiltz. That one's fouled off. So 0-2 count here on the senior Arthur Chow. He's one of the other players that was in that JV game. Chow is senior.
Him and Friel, I believe, are the only 2 juniors on that team.
Hit hard to first. Armstrong makes the stop. He's got a hustle.
And that was a bonehead decision there from Armstrong. He could have taken it himself. And Zhao,
Great hustle from
yeah,
Arthur.
absolutely. Yeah, did not give up on that play. Ran right through the bag and carried on through out of play. I'm surprised Armstrong just didn't take it back to himself, and that could potentially light a spark here for the Blue Devils. That brings up Pancini.
This would be Coach Brewster's 607th career victory.
Wow, it's been 7 since the 600th. Wow.
Chopper to short. They turn one, trying to turn two, not in time. Good hustle down the line from Pancini, but it's the second out of the inning.
And now LaCourte stepping up, and today he has gone, he's gone 0 for 3, but
Two ground outs and one line out to center field.
yeah, according to Varsity Advantage, he was up for one of the top hitters of the month for New Jersey baseball players, and only being missing out last year and coming back this year to start and be one of the best hitters in NJ.
He's hitting .472.
Yeah, it's the best average
good.
on this team.
Yeah, good for the best average on the team. 14 runs scored, 14 RBIs. Took the first pitch for strike. Two-way. Pancini's at first after the fielder's choice. They got the force at second.
I mean, almost being 500 this late in the season, that's outstanding.
Pancini thought about going. Might have been hit and run. Not positive.
I'm not sure if it might have been hit and run.
It might have just been to fake the
steal,
catcher.
Yeah, deke him out a little bit because, I mean, where Pancini ended up didn't look.
Yeah.
It looked like he stopped dead
Yeah,
in his
I think
tracks immediately. Yeah, it might have just been a deke to fake out McGee
I think
behind
it
the plate.
was just a fake.
Or maybe even, get a glimpse of Bichefo's eye, maybe see that he's going, mess up his pitch a little bit. But fouled off by LaCourte, making it 0-2.
And LaCourte lines this one in the gap. That's going to fall. Good coverage by Bakey. And Pancini is safe at home. 5-3. Huge hit from the senior Matt LaCourte. RBI double. It was 0 for 3 before that at bat. And you just had a feeling the senior was going to come up clutch.
Absolutely. I mean, that was also great heads-up base running there from Pancini. Bakey got to that quickly, cut it off before going to the wall, but Pancini just obeying what Brewster was saying over at third base, telling him to go home. And Shezik just could not get the ball out of his glove to make it in time. I'm pretty sure his back was turned still when Pancini was 3/4 of the way home, but nevertheless, LaCourte coming up huge to give Westfield a lead, making it 5-3 here in the top of the sixth. And right now, every run matters, or not even that, every base runner matters from here on out.
It's a good pitch right there from Graceffo.
And Leary, another great batter on this team. He has gone 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch. And he's another great batter on this team, as he's batting over 400 as well. And as I was talking about it before, with his size, he's hit 2 home runs. And everyone was not expecting that, but this guy's got power, average coming in at around 5'10", but he definitely has some pop in his bat.
Another good pitch. They'll throw it over to second, but not doing anything right there.
A little off, and also not necessarily a really hard throw, as LaCourte had ample time to get back in there. Counts 1-1.
And Leary, ground ball. That's a base hit. LaCourte will round third, and he'll be in there with no throw. 6-3 Westfield. A huge hit from Jake Leary to give Westfield some insurance here with just 2 innings left. Cranford down to their last 6 outs. That's a big-time hit right there from Leary.
Yeah, Leary comes through again after going 0 for 2. LaCourte comes through going 0 for 3, both producing an RBI and a hit. And right now, Chris Wagner stepping up to the plate, and we all know that he has some pop in his bat too, Mike. Having a home run this year, but also just being one of the biggest players in this ballpark right now. And let's see if he can just crack this game wide open. As coaches of Cranford yelling out the defensive positions for their infield and outfield. And we also know, Mike, that Jake Leary is a potential threat over at first base to swipe a bag.
And there he goes, and Cranford knew it. Pitch out, but not in time. The throw is there, but a little off target. Great hustle from Leary, getting the stolen base.
And McGee, that's
Chris, you knew it, so did Cranford,
Yeah.
but the throw just a little offline. They couldn't get the tag down.
Yeah, I mean, McGee, I mean, he's been great back there all day, blocking balls, not letting anything get behind him. Just his throws down to second have been a little off. In the beginning of the game, we saw it was pretty accurate, but no one was covering the bag when Chris Wagner was at second. And right there, just a little off the mark. as Wagner fouls that one
That was a
back.
good pitch to hit right there. Wagner was thinking big hit, took a big cut,
But yeah, get back to
fouled it off.
Yeah, back to McGee. Everything it looks like it's more of like a two seam that he's throwing because everything just starts tailing off to the right, and that's just affecting the runners that are getting to second base. It's just making them safe every time.
1-1 pitch, curveball
Looks like it
for strike 2.
tied Wagner up a little bit right there. As you
Jeez.
saw, it was just a little locked in the wrists.
Hit over to short, bobbled, but the play is made to end the inning. But Westfield gets 2 runs, and those are 2 huge runs, Chris, to give the Blue Devils a nice little cushion.
Yeah,
Jake
a lot of
Leary
insurance.
with that RBI base hit for the 6th run, and Pancini.
And it looks like that they're going to make a pitching change. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be the lefty specialist, Corey Hiltz, coming into this game. But couldn't really tell from the bullpen being so far away.
Westfield up 6-3 as we head to the bottom of the 6th here in the 2017 Baseball Union County Tournament Final. Matt Perino leading off the bottom of the 6th for the Cranford Cougars, trailing by 3. Down to their final 6 outs. It's Corey Hiltz, the junior left-hander, in for his first inning of work. After Scanlon goes 5 innings, hit into right field, and the catch is made by the senior Arthur Chow.
And yeah, Corey Hiltz, Mike, this season he had a 3-hitter and a 1-0 shutout victory a couple weeks back, and his stats show that he means business with 16 strikeouts compared to 8 walks and a 2.68 ERA. He is 2-3 in the win-loss column, but right now Coach Brewster is showing confidence in his junior to close out this game and get them the UCT victory.
Outside taken for ball 1. Tyler Scheck is 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI single in the 4th inning. Mike McGee on deck as that one fouled off. Scanlon goes 5 innings, gives up 3 runs, 7 hits. Pretty good performance.
Yeah, not bad at all, especially with the kind of pressure he's in right now to start in the one of the biggest games of his high school career.
And that one almost hit Tyler Scheck right there. That was
Yeah, it was pretty close. Could have been the, I believe, 6th one of the game, Mike? 7th?
That was a fast pitch also from Hiltz.
Hiltz has some strength in that arm.
2-1 is taken for a called strike 2.
It was a beautiful off-speed pitch right there. That looked pretty fast coming out of his hand, but just dropped last second. I'm not sure if that could have been a curveball or a changeup, as Hiltz quick pitches, but ball low as that's even the count up, or excuse me, that's going to make the count 3-2. But yeah, that pitch by Hiltz, I'm pretty sure it was more of a changeup than a curveball because it didn't necessarily cut or anything. It just dropped and just lost a lot of speed at the very end.
Full count. That's a fair ball. Valabera picks it up barehanded, and he is safe. Off the bag was Wagner. Got to give a lot of credit, though, to Jake Valabera.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right away, his mask was off, picked up the ball. Did not bobble it at all, and threw a pretty hard ball over there to Wagner at first.
Yeah, it was a little offline, but still that was great. Just a great throw from Valabera. Looked like it popped out of Wagner's glove at the last second, but yeah, I mean, with all that equipment on Valabera, it's a lot harder to make a play than it is for Manning or LaCourte with just, a glove and a hat on. Valabera's got the mask, the chest guard, and the shin guards.
Curveball from Hiltz, and now he's got to pick it up and makes the play. Good job right there by Corey Hiltz. Had to get off the mound, charge it, pick it up, and fire it over to first for the 2nd out. And Chris, this is when those runs Westfield had in the top half of the inning so important.
Absolutely, yeah. Just
You got that 3-run
mass-
cushion, you could feel comfortable.
Yeah, massive insurance. Now, giving up 1 run short, it's going to hurt a little bit, but it's not as bad as not scoring any in the top and having the Cougars tie it up and get the momentum on their side. Because right now, all it is right now is just who can come out with this victory and who will have the momentum to get them there. As Oblachinsky fouls it back to make the count 0-1.
It's Mike McGee, the catcher, fouled behind.
No, Mike McGee just got out there. At my,
Brian Oblachinsky, the shortstop. My mistake. 0-1.
A little low. Count's going to be even at 1-1, but Hiltz takes his time up there on the mound, not necessarily getting ready to throw the pitch, but during the pitch, takes his time with the leg kick.
1-1 on the shortstop. Curveball is hit pretty well into right field. Chow working his way back and makes a nice catch to end the 6th inning. The Blue Devils on top 6-3 with 1 inning of baseball left to be played here in the 2017 Baseball County Championship.
And here in the top of the 7th, leading off for the Blue Devils, it's center fielder Kobe Wolf. And he lays down a bunt right back to Graceffo. And first out of the inning goes for the Cougars here in the top of the 7th.
So 1 up, 1 down as Kobe Wolf tried to lay off a leadoff bunt there, Chris.
Far out to Graceffo right there. Tried probably more to get along the lines. Any bunt, first or third base line. But usually for a righty batter, obviously you want to get down a third base line. Because, I mean, when it's first base, you have a potential of getting hit. We saw Miala before, who was actually a left-handed hitter. But right there, just right back to Graceffo for the first out of the inning. Sfriel takes up ball high for 1-0.
The Cougars keeping their ace out there. Gordon Graceffo, the junior, going to go the distance, giving up 6 runs, 9 hits.
Check swing on Friel, and first base umpire calls a strike. Valabera on the on-deck circle did not like that call, nor did the fans behind him.
Cranford has their 2-3-4 hitters due up in the bottom of the 7th. And the DH, Mike Moella.
As that one's low and outside, making it 2-1.
On Friel. Takes it down the middle for strike 2. Two pitch to Friel, curveball, swing and a miss for out number 2.
For the second out. The catcher number 20, Jake Valabero.
So it brings up Valaberry, 1-0 count. Takes that one to make it 2-0. And Chris, if you're Coach Brewster, do you leave Hiltz out there for the 7th?
Oh, absolutely. With the 6-3 lead, I mean, 3 runs short, it's not too many, but in a game like this, it absolutely does mean something. Because, I mean, 3 runs is insurance. Especially
over to first, and the play is made by Tom Armstrong. So the Siders are tired in order for Westfield. But we head to the bottom of the 7th, and the Blue Devils in really good shape, up 6-3, and all they need is 3 outs to be Union County champions. So don't go anywhere. Bottom of the 7th coming right up. So here we go. Bottom of the 7th, Corey Hiltz is on the hill for the Blue Devils, about to pitch his 2nd inning and try to close this thing out to give Westfield their first county championship since 2014. 3-run lead, and it's Ryan Bakey who had the solo home run in his last at-bat. This time it's weakly hit over to Hiltz. Underhand flip to Wagner for the first out.
And one out down, 2 to go, and that's a great way to start off this inning, as last time Bakey absolutely demolished one over the left field fence. But right now it's a little squeaker back to Hiltz on the mound. And right now Schreiner steps up, but Bakey was definitely the one to get out right there.
So it's Jimmy Schimmer, the right fielder, is 0 for 1 with a ground out to shortstop, and he's been hit by pitch twice, both by Scanlon. That one is fouled off. Coming right behind us here.
Just a cool
0-2
sight
count.
seeing that ball come back right at you, especially just being this close to the field.
0-2 count on Jimmy Schreiner. And you can feel it now, Westfield so close to their 15th Union County tournament championship. And a swing and a miss. Out number 2 in the 7th inning. The strikeout from the junior Corey Hiltz. And Cranford is down to their final out of the ball game.
And 1 out to go. Cranford's got to be protective as Mialo, the sophomore, batting for Grishefo. Before he tried to bunt his way on board and unfortunately got hit by the ball running on his way, so he was called out. But let's see if Hiltz with the lefty-on-lefty matchup, as I said before, doesn't matter with a pitcher like Hiltz on the mound, as he gets strike one across the plate to make it 0-1.
So the DH, Mike Miola, swing and a miss there to make it an 0-1 count. He's 0 for 3, fly out to center, strikeout, and a ground out to the catcher. And Cranford's down to their final out, final strike. 0-2.
Like, if I was Hiltz right now, I'd give him my best stuff for the night, something he hasn't seen.
So here's the pitch, 0-2. Just missed. Called ball 1 on the outside corner right there. Looked pretty good up here.
Yeah, that looked really good up here. I was getting ready to celebrate. I was ready to see everyone run up from the Blue Devils sideline. Or dugout, excuse me.
1-2 pitch. And it's drilled into right field. Foul ball.
Mialo just a
From
little
Mike
too far out in front on that one, but if that one dropped, you see all the time with just this one little hit or one pitch doesn't go their way, and the next one just completely goes in the other team's way, starts gaining momentum, and Hiltz got lucky right there as Mialo just got a little too far in front of that one. But count remains at 1-2, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th of the Union County Tournament final.
1-2 pitch from Hiltz is a called strike 3, and the Westfield Blue Devils have won the Union County Tournament for the first time since 2014 and their 15th total county tournament championship. What an incredible ball game, Chris, and a team that was 4-7 a couple months ago. And here they are now as county champs.
Mike, it's an incredible journey for Coach Brewster and his team. Many of these kids haven't been in this situation before. Right now, winning the Union County Tournament and coming so far, as you said, from the 4-7 record. Many of these guys playing on this varsity team since they were little sophomores, developing into now Union County Tournament finals winners. And it's just a great congratulations to everyone on this team. And Cranford Cougars had one heck of a game. Grishefo going the distance, giving up 6 runs, but man, what a performance by him. But Connor Scanlon starting for this Westfield Blue Devil team, going 5 innings, then Hiltz shutting it down in the last 2. Just what a game to be at, Mike, and what a game to commentate.
Who would be your MVP, Chris? Saw Connor Scanlon with a great outing, 5 innings of work. Hiltz gets the save, and it was kind of an all-around effort from the offense.
Yeah, I know. The offense, yeah, everyone did something. Leary came through. Pancini came through huge with that 2 RBI double, which was the turning point. Chris Wagner with the huge hit. Just everyone contributing on and off the field. And the people who did not get in, just supporting their teammates through this game. And that's what definitely got Westfield the win here, winning this Union County Tournament final game. It's just what a great time to be alive for all these kids out there.
6-3 your final. The Blue Devils are county champions. And if you would have told this team a couple months ago that at 4-7 nothing was going right, GL was one of the best teams in the state. They get upset early on in the county tournament, and everything fell right for the Westfields here. Everybody contributed.
Absolutely.
They got solid pitching and all-around great performance. And how great for Coach Brewster. You know, you don't know how many years he has left coaching this ball club. Gets win number 600 couple weeks ago, and he gets win number 607, and more importantly, he gets another county championship for his ball club.
I mean, Coach Brewster, he's probably one of the best coaches New Jersey's ever seen in the past, I don't know how many years, but I mean, just Coach Brewster coaches these kids to play respectful, coaches these kids to do the right thing, coaches these kids to play the game that is meant to be played, and that's why they came out on top in the 2017 county final.
And great, all-around great day for Westfield, and we'll be covering every single state tournament game coming up in a couple weeks. So that wraps our coverage. So here with the key members of the baseball team after they take care of Cranford to win their first county championship since 2014. And Connor Scanlon, 5 innings of work, 3 runs, got the W. How's it feel?
Feels great being a county champ, you know. Yeah, nothing better than winning a county championship against our rival Cranford.
And Corey, you had to come in the 6th and 7th, get 6 key outs to win this game. What were you feeling coming into that?
I knew my defense would get the job done, make the plays I needed to make, and they did.
And Matt, you made some great defensive plays at third base, 2 in particular, outstanding, and some big-time clutch hits. How'd it feel for you?
Yeah, kind of just coming into this, like the motto is just to ball out and have a day for Scanlon.
And Alex, you made some key plays at second base. You know, usually sometimes you're out on the mound. How'd you deal with playing second base the whole game in a big game like this?
Well, I knew Connor and Corey were going to do their jobs. I knew they were going to put it in play, so we just do our best to make the outs, and then that's all we should ask for.
And how about that big hit you had?
I'm just trying to put the bat on the ball, first and second, you know.
All right, thanks a lot, guys, and congratulations.
Gang, gang.